Good afternoon. Today I'm in Beaumont, Kansas. Beaumont, Kansas has a haunted hotel behind me. This is Halloween. What better place to go than a haunted hotel and film a shoot? They're closed in the hotel. It has a cafe hotel right now, and they are only open till 2, and we got here at 2:30, so we have to film outside, but that's fine. Anyway, a little story about the hotel. A cowboy named Zeke was killed here, and the story goes is Beaumont Hotel was once a brothel, and a lady that was married worked there, and she fell in love with the cowboy, and the lady's husband came up and shot and killed the cowboy in the hotel. And since then, he's a ghost that haunts the hotel. They hear his spurs jangle occasionally. Things move around inside the hotel occasionally, and then they say that every once in a while, between 3 and 4 p.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, all the clocks in the hotel go off at once for no reason at all. The hotel here in Beaumont's unique in the fact that since the 50s, they have a dirt airstrip outside of town, and people can fly in. They land, they taxi literally down the street, park their planes over here to the right, and they can go in and eat. It's one of the few places you can actually fly your plane into a little town and do that. It was also very important during the cattle trade days, because here in the Flint Hills on both sides of Beaumont, north and south, were very large ranches, and they used to ship cattle out of here until 1950 roughly, and in that area they finally quit shipping cattle out. Anyway, I digress. They have one of the few standing wooden water towers left in the United States, and it's really pretty. It's a pretty unique place. That being said, let's get back to what we're here for. We're here for Zeke, and we figure a cowboy loves his rye whiskey. Now, I looked at my rye whiskeys, and High West whiskey, God, it's chilly outside, I can't even talk. High West whiskey fits the bill. We got the double rye today, batch number 17F06. It's a 46% alcohol by volume whiskey, and we want to bring him something good. So the double rye whiskey, the spiciest rye in the world, is what they label it as, and it's 96 points exceptional, Beverage Testing Institute, and 90 points by the Whiskey Advocate magazine. So we figure it'll be something Zeke would like. We're going to pour a little bit for Zeke in this glass. Then we're going to sneak and hide it somewhere around here for him for later. And that's the whole goal of that glass, because he probably hasn't had a good whiskey in some time. Now, the Double West Rye, I've had this for probably a little over a year and a half, and I've drank that much out of it. And I want to refer to my notes because I had to have them to remember about Zeke. So we'll still leave them on the table. Now, it's composed of 2- and 7-year-old whiskeys. The actual mixture ratio is unknown, but it's composed of 95% rye, 5% malted barley from MGP out of Indiana. Then it's composed of 80% rye and 20% malted barley from their own distillery there at High West. Said it's aged between 2 and 7 years. Of course, no chill filtering, no coloring, nothing of that sort. No charcoal filtering goes on. It's a beautiful light gold color. It's a real beautiful light gold color. Fairly viscous. It's a well, let's just get down to it. The legs are fairly thick, but not as, they're just kind of probably medium viscosity, we'll say. On the nose, you get the rye baking spices right off. It has just a small hint of fruitiness in it. Not much, and I'm not even going to guess the fruit, but it's just a very slight amount of fruitiness. And this is all before we start into what we're getting. It's very light in character. It's not a heavy, thick, bold, smack you around in the face rye. So there are statements of being the spiciest. I'm not sure about that. But it is very unique in a lot of what flavors it brings. On the nose, I get mint. It's a very clean odor. I get a little pine resin. I get a little eucalyptus with it. And again, some of that light fruitiness, just a light fruitiness. On the nose, I don't really pick up any sweetness. Just those baking spices. Let's go in for the palate. Again, with that warm rye. Even on this cool day, I can feel the warmth just radiating up and through my nose. It's just, it is comfortable. It's good. Still get the baking spices. I get a light honey, light. This is a light, crisp whiskey. Very, not delicate, but just light and almost airy in the way it comes across. It makes it very good whiskey. To me, I mean, I really like it. We get the light dill. Still, there's some honey there. The sweetness comes along the line of honey. There's still the eucalyptus. The nose verifies, the palate nose verify a lot, other than it finishes with cinnamon and mint. The mintiness, you really kind of get that up front, but it really finishes really good with that. The cinnamon you don't notice so much, even in the nose, but the cinnamon comes on the back side of the flavor profile as you slowly taking it down. There's a little oakiness in there, but it's pretty nice. I'm going to add just a touch of water. It really doesn't need it, so merely just a touch. Oh, and it leaves a nice warm sensation across your tongue. It's almost that eucalyptus taste, a menthol sort of background. And the without going into a lot of deal about the tasty notes, they do mention caramel sweetness. It's more honey to me and that little bit of oak, but they follow a lot of their tasty notes on the bottle. In this case, really do kind of sum up the whiskey. It really does real well with that. It actually brings out more of the dill. I get more dill with more of the sweetness, a little less of the spices. We kind of expect that with water usually. The spice level tends to always dial down a little bit. High West is such a neat distillery. They've been bought out here a couple years ago, but their bottles, old glass with the bubbles in it, the horseshoe, High West Distillery imprinted in it. The advertising and the marketing on this, they really hit a home run with that. So I think for score, I really like this because I like that. This is a light. This is really more of a summer drink. It really is because of the light crispness of it that I just get. And this is starting to become winter. I'm still going to have to score it an 89. I really like it that much. I think it's worth an 89. It's a good rye. And ryes are hit and miss with me. I'm not a big, ryes are not super good to me. Some ryes I don't like, some I do. So when I say I like a rye, it's really hitting all the points of what I'm looking for and I like in a rye whiskey. Because they can go the other way just as quick and it just becomes a mess. Anyway, I digress. I'm going too far back. 89 out of 100. We'll leave this for Cowboy Zeke. So hopefully tonight he'll go to sleep and leave everybody alone and not mess with anybody in the hotel. So everybody have a happy Halloween. Remember, the spirit in your glass isn't running from you. Take your time, sip it, and enjoy it. You'll be better for it, as will we all. Everyone have a good day.